Telling my whole life with his words killing me softly. Damn it! This pervert has ruined that beautiful song for me. I can't believe this shit. So if you guys have not heard the director of the Fugees' Killing Me Softly video, his African name is Aswad Ayinde, but his American name is Charles McGill. He's 55 years old and he's from Paterson, New Jersey. So what basically happened is that this sick, demented father joined a cult. And in his mind, he wanted to keep his bloodline pure. So what he decided to do was impregnate his daughters. He had 6 daughters that he was sleeping with. And 3 of those daughters became pregnant and they bore him 6 grandchildren. 2 of those grandchildren died, and now there are 4 living grandchildren. The mother of these kids claimed that she was too scared to say anything, and she was scared he was going to kill her and all this other stuff. So basically, he has just been sentenced. He was arrested 2 years ago, but he was just sentenced yesterday to 90 years in prison. And I think that that's not enough time for him. I think for him to do such a despicable, disgusting act to his own daughters, and then to also impregnate them, and there are children out here with their grandfather and their mother's DNA, I think is just sad. This man should not be in prison for 90 years. He needs a needle to the wrist. Why should taxpayers in New Jersey have to house and feed this man for the next 90 years? His ass should have gotten the death penalty. This is sick. And you know who else I blame for this?
So here we are with the Beyonce and the Will Smith family. Isn't that a coincidence? See, because Beyonce is over Jada Pinkett. She's considered the mother witch, right? Jada's a witch too, but Beyonce is over her. Now let's go to this photo to prove that what this woman does. Now she's drinking an energy drink. That's not the interesting part. But pay attention to her right hand. She has Satan on her middle finger. If we'd have told you this, you'd have said, oh, there he go again. No, Satan on her middle finger. We're going to bring it up a little bit close because this is how she gets down, man. All of them. That's Satan on the microphone with her. How you think she's so talented? How you think she Sasha Fierce one day, then Beyonce the next? We ain't making this up. We showing you every day how these people make their money. And they hang with the same people that do what they do because anybody else considered an outcast. They support the churches too, you know that? Yes. When you see a church on TBS, TBN, there's a breakdown to that symbol. That we go with the dove again. You notice they do the same thing Aleister Crowley instructed them to do. These are instructions he told them to do. Well, the breakdown of that symbol is right before you. You can take your time out and pause the film and read it for yourselves. But I found the interesting breakdown was at the top. Because the crown that sits on the top of that head is called dog. But the abbreviation of the background, if you flip it, is called God. And the truth of that is called dogma. You understand? They still practice this in the European world with Prince Charles and Diana, his mama, Lady Queen, or whoever she is. They still go by them rituals. That was that whole ritual went back into the Roman Catholicism of Caesar, man. And this is why his sons and daughters are so precious to give up. He's turning his daughters into a boy and turning his boy into a girl. Do you understand what's going on? And in order for Will Smith is doing a different type of sacrifice, he's sacrificing the humiliation of turning their sexual intentions the opposite before the world. And that's why he keep rising up in fame. Because he's given his children that is, to the elites. He's totally whoring them out to the public. He looked like a girl, man. Dressed like a girl. And the sister dressed like a boy. That's not a mistake. They doing that to make young kids want to change their genders. That's like a damn dress he got on. You get what I'm saying? This whole entire family is twisted. And the children really are innocent, but they got the bloodline of their daddy and mama that makes them evil as well. We can't make it up. Everybody in Hollywood is screwing. Don't you think for one time that Mark Anthony he tapped that booty? Because he has.
If you can spell alchemist.
But you didn't marry that day.
No, I did not.
What happened that day?
The night before, my father came to Florida with the intention to stop the union. Nobody wanted me to marry Jeff. And I went over to my father's hotel room, and he had a lot of drugs, I had a lot of drugs, we took a lot of drugs. And all I remember is arriving in the room, getting high, and then I remember sort of, you know, you kind of, I don't know if you know this, you probably don't know this, if you're in a blackout and you're not in your body and then you come to in your body, I was in the act of having sex with my father.
What did you think?
What did I think?
Yeah.
I thought, how did this happen? How did I end up here? And plus which I was on drugs, so I mean there's that element of, is this really real?
And he was on drugs.
Absolutely.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything at that time. I was probably cognizant for less than a minute, slid back into a blackout, and woke up in my own hotel room the next day.
Don't remember anything from that time on?
No.
When was the next time you saw him?
Probably the next day.
What did he say?
We didn't speak about it until I brought it up to him several months later. And I said to him...
What were the circumstances then?
We were in New York, and he was living off of Houston, and he was sitting in a rocking chair, and I remember the lighting was sort of, you know, low. And I'd gone over there to talk to him because I was very disturbed by this reality. And I said, you know, Dad, we really...
You're still taking drugs?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I said, we really need to talk about what happened in Florida. We need to talk about how, and I used the word rape for want of a better word, how you raped me. And he said, raped you? Don't you mean when we made love?
What I put out is the acapella revolution. Letting these young cats know, like Lupe Fiasco, that, you know, you can do the research. Here's how to do it. The research is out there to be done. Here's some of the subjects. Here's some of my formulas that I've used in Public Enemy to do the research.
Well, I mean, take Muse. I know for a fact that Bellamy's a listener. I've talked to him off air before, talked to him on air. His management, you know, of Muse came to him and said, shut up, don't do this anymore. And even got him to backtrack on some of what he said so he could be more successful.
Right.
I mean, they try to keep people literally on a very short leash. And why? Why should you politically have to do what they say?
Well, you know, silence is really no excuse. And a lot of times when you're quiet, you know, that's no guarantee that you're going to be more successful. There's a lot of artists that we can mention that were speaking out, very vocal, ended up being quiet and disappearing, one way or the other.
That's right. In fact, that's what Jim Garrison said from the Kennedy thing. He said, if you're public, you better stay public. If
Exactly.
they tell you shut up, that's when they come kill you.
Exactly, because you take yourself out of the public's view and the public's eye, and people wonder what happened to you, and they think you just kind of fell off and stopped making music. No, they injected you with something and put something in your food or whatever else, and now you have to be quiet.
That's right. They either kill you or brain damage you like Ronald Reagan.
Exactly, and we don't think it happened. It happens all the time. You see, young black men think it's a white people I spy thing that you see on TV and the movies. They don't think this stuff really happens to real people in everyday real life. And it does.
Well, they should know the drugs being brought into their neighborhoods came in on an Army C-130.
See, but when we explain these things, they don't, in most cases, they don't care where it's coming from. When you explain to them that, look, several years ago, there wasn't an influx of this type of drug. A minute ago, black people didn't pop pills and do all this kind of stuff. Now it's readily available. And to most cases, to rappers, entertainers, and sports players.
But let me tell you what else we can do. Come on. Because we in Black Star, right? This is my man Pop. You understand?
What up?
What up?
What's going on?
Yeah, see, because if this goes, see how it goes?
This is going to be the post.
You can come right here.
I have pretty much eight.
Right in the middle of Harlem.
All this joint.
And you can find it right in the middle of Harlem. Because like the song say, we ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped. We can't be stopped. You feel me? So, you know, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the fans who've been supporting the movement. It's a movement, so I definitely need all the support from everybody because I'm going in. I'm definitely exposing a lot of things about the industry that people really is scared to touch, but I'm going to touch it and let them know because in order for us to make the world better for our youth is we going to have to expose it, so I'm going to expose it, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what it takes, you know what I'm saying, because I got eternal life.